There is a quiet change that happens in how you meet people when you're no longer holding a position. Not a belief, not an opinion, not an identity you're standing behind. Just the absence of a stance that needs defending. This episode is about what it's like to be with others when you're not orienting yourself inside the interaction. For a long time, relationships are organized around positions. We show up as someone. We carry roles, preferences, perspectives. We know roughly where we stand, and others know where we stand in relation to them. Even when we're being kind or open, there's often an internal location we're operating from. I'm the one who listens. I'm the one who understands. I'm the one who reacts this way. I'm the one who holds things together. Those positions don't have to be rigid to be active. They can be subtle, quiet, almost invisible, but they shape how contact happens. There may come a point when those positions soften. Not because you've decided to drop them, not because you've resolved anything, but because they no longer feel necessary. You still meet people. You still talk. You still respond. But there's no internal map telling you who you need to be in the interaction. This can feel unfamiliar at first. Without a position, there can be a sense of openness that feels slightly exposed. You're not leaning on a role. You're not preparing a response. You're not managing how you're coming across. You're just here. Conversation changes in this space. Not dramatically, but quietly. You listen without planning what to say next. You speak without checking whether your words fit a certain image. You don't withhold. You don't perform. You respond naturally. This doesn't mean you say everything you think. It means your responses aren't filtered through self-reference. You're not speaking as someone. You're speaking from what's present. There can be more pauses here, more silence. Not awkward silence, just unfilled space where nothing needs to be added. You may notice that you're less interested in steering the interaction, less interested in guiding it toward understanding or resolution. You don't need the other person to see you a certain way. You don't need to be understood fully. This can feel relieving. When you're not holding a position, there's nothing to protect. Disagreement doesn't feel threatening. Misunderstanding doesn't feel personal. You're not invested in maintaining coherence across interactions. You meet what's here, and then you move on. This doesn't make relationships distant. It often makes them simpler. You may notice that connection becomes more immediate, less layered with interpretation. You're not watching yourself relate. You're relating. And when you're done, you're done. There's less replaying afterward, less reviewing what was said or how it landed. The interaction completes itself. You don't carry it forward as material. This can be especially noticeable in casual interactions, brief conversations, passing exchanges, moments that don't need depth or continuity. You show up. You respond. You leave. Nothing needs to be extracted. In closer relationships, this can change the tone as well. You may find yourself less inclined to explain yourself, less inclined to maintain a consistent version of who you are. Some days you're more open, some days quieter, some days more engaged, and none of that needs explanation. You're not trying to stabilize the relationship through predictability. You're allowing it to move. There can be moments of discomfort here. Without a position, there's no place to retreat when things feel uncertain. You can't rely on a familiar role to carry you through. But there's also honesty. You're meeting people as you are in that moment, not as who you've decided you should be. This episode isn't about becoming passive or agreeable. You still have preferences. You still set boundaries. You still say no when needed. But those movements don't come from defending a stance. They come from responsiveness. When there's no position, attention widens. You notice tone, timing, energy. You respond to what's actually happening instead of to what you think should be happening. This can make connection feel more fluid. You're less attached to outcome. You don't need the interaction to go a certain way. You're not aiming for closeness or distance. You're simply present. There's a subtle humility here. Without a position, you're not assuming you know what the interaction is for. You're open to being surprised. You don't need to arrive at understanding. You're allowed to leave things unresolved. This can be a relief if you've spent a lot of time trying to be the one who clarifies, soothes, or makes sense of things. You don't need to hold the emotional center anymore. Connection doesn't collapse without you managing it. It organizes itself. You may also notice that you're less reactive in this space. Not because you're suppressing reactions, but because there's no internal stance for them to hook into. A comment passes by. A tone lands. A moment arises. You respond if needed, or you don't. Nothing is being defended. This doesn't make you invisible. It makes you available. Available without agenda. This season isn't about improving relationships. It's about removing the extra layer that made relating feel effortful. When you're not holding a position, there's less to maintain, less to carry forward, less to resolve. You're with people, and then you're not. Life continues. If you're listening to this and noticing that your interactions feel quieter lately, less charged, less defined, you're not withdrawing. You're relating without a position. If these reflections feel like something you can return to, you're welcome to stay. Liking the video helps it reach others who may feel unsure about quieter connection. And if you want to keep a steady space like this available, you can subscribe, not for insight, but for companionship. If someone you care about seems different in how they relate lately, less explainable, less anchored, you're welcome to share this with them, only if it feels right. You don't need a position to be with others. You only need to be here.